Ever wonder why you keep buying things you don't need? You're not alone. Did you know that 90% of buying decisions are made subconsciously? Retailers know this, and they use it to their advantage. The average American has over $6,000 in credit card debt, often from impulse buys. In this video, we'll uncover the secrets behind why you spend money. We'll explore how marketers trick your mind and play on your emotions. From the mind games of marketing to the dopamine rush of shopping, we'll reveal the hidden traps that lead to overspending. We'll also dive into the power of scarcity, social proof, and loyalty programs. You'll learn how these tactics make you buy more than you need. Plus, we'll share strategies to help you break the cycle and take control of your finances. Stay tuned to discover the psychological tricks retailers use and how you can outsmart them. Your wallet will thank you. Chapter 1. The Mind Games of Marketing. Have you ever bought something and wondered why? Marketing plays mind games with us all the time. Advertisers know how to get inside our heads. They use clever tactics to make us buy more. One common trick is the use of color. Did you know red can increase your appetite and make you buy more food? It's true. That's why fast food chains love using red. Another trick is storytelling. Brands tell stories to create an emotional connection. This makes you feel attached to the product. For example, Nike doesn't just sell shoes. They sell a story of determination and victory. This emotional hook makes you more likely to buy their products. Data shows that emotional ads perform twice as well as rational ones. Source: Nielsen Consumer Neuroscience. This isn't a coincidence. It's a strategy. Companies invest millions in understanding how we think and feel. They know that emotions drive purchases. Have you heard of the mere exposure effect? The more we see something, the more we like it. That's why ads are everywhere. Brands want to be in your face as much as possible. It's a simple but powerful tactic. Consider this quote from Robert Cialdini's book, Influence. People prefer to say yes to individuals they know and like. Advertisers use this to their advantage by creating likable spokespeople. Think of Flo from Progressive or the Geico Gecko. They're designed to be friendly and memorable. Scarcity is another powerful tool. When something is limited, we want it more. Have you ever bought something just because it was on sale for a limited time? That's scarcity in action. It's a psychological trigger that marketers love to use. Chapter 2. Emotional spending triggers. Emotions play a huge role in how we spend money. Often we buy things to make ourselves feel better. This is known as retail therapy. A survey by T. Rowe Price found that 72% of Americans admit to emotional spending. It's more common than you might think. Think about a time you bought something because you were stressed or sad. It's a quick fix for our feelings, but it can lead to regrettable purchases. In her book, Mind Over Money, Claudia Hammond says, "When we are sad, we are willing to spend more. It's a coping mechanism that can quickly get out of hand." Retailers know this and create environments to trigger these emotions. They use lighting, music, and scents to enhance your mood. Have you noticed how calming music in stores makes you want to stay longer? It's a strategy to get you to spend more. Impulse buys are often driven by emotions. According to a study by Slick Deals, the average American spends $450 per month on impulse buys. That's $400 a year. These purchases are rarely planned and often regretted later. Stores also play on our desire for instant gratification. We live in a world where we want things now. This is why credit cards and easy financing are so popular. They let us have what we want immediately. But this can lead to financial trouble down the line. Quotes from psychologists support these findings. Daniel Kahneman, in his book Thinking Fast and Slow, says, "We are prone to overestimate our emotional reactions to future events. This means we think a purchase will make us happier than it actually does." Chapter 3. The Illusion of Choice. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by too many choices? This is known as choice overload. When faced with too many options, we often make poor decisions. This can lead to buying things we don't need. Barry Schwartz discusses this in his book The Paradox of Choice. He argues that too many choices can make us anxious and less satisfied with our decisions. Retailers know this and design their stores to manage your choices. They present a curated selection of products to guide your buying decisions. For example, a supermarket may only display certain brands at eye level. This isn't random. It's a strategic choice to influence your purchase. Statistics support this idea. A study by Sheena Iyengar and Mark Lepper found that people are 10 times more likely to make a purchase when presented with 6 choices instead of 24. Too many options can paralyze us, leading to no purchase or an impulsive one. Companies also use limited editions to create a sense of urgency. This reduces the burden of choice and prompts quicker decisions. If you think a product won't be available tomorrow, you're more likely to buy it today. Social proof also plays a role. We look to others to help us make decisions. If a product has lots of positive reviews, we're more likely to buy it. This is why companies encourage customer reviews and testimonials. Consider this quote from Seth Godin: "In a crowded marketplace, fitting in is failing." Brands aim to stand out by offering unique choices, but not too many. They strike a balance to keep you interested but not overwhelmed. These strategies are all about managing your perception of choice. The goal is to make the buying process as smooth and satisfying as possible. Understanding these tactics can help you make more mindful purchasing decisions. Chapter 4. The Power of Scarcity. Scarcity is a powerful motivator. When we think something is limited, we want it more. Retailers use this to their advantage all the time. Have you ever bought something because it was the last one? That's scarcity in action. It creates a sense of urgency. One interesting fact is that scarcity can increase the perceived value of an item. According to Robert Cialdini in his book Influence, people assign more value to things that are scarce. It's a basic human instinct. Limited time offers are a common tactic. You see phrases like "only 3 left" or "sale ends tonight." These create a fear of missing out, FOMO. It's hard to resist the urge to buy when you think you might lose the chance forever. The psychology behind this is fascinating. When we perceive something as rare, our brain releases dopamine. This makes us feel excited and drives us to act quickly. It's the same reason why limited edition products often sell out fast. Flash sales and exclusive releases use this principle. A survey by Hawk Incentives found that 89% of respondents were influenced by scarcity when making a purchase. This isn't just about urgency. It's about the excitement of getting something not everyone can have. Consider this quote from Dan Ariely's book, Predictably Irrational. "We are often driven to action by the threat of losing out. This is why scarcity works so well. It taps into our deep-seated fear of loss." Chapter 5. Social Proof and Peer Pressure. Social proof is another powerful influencer. We look to others to decide what's right. If everyone else is buying something, we think we should too. This is especially true in the age of social media. We constantly see what others are buying and doing. One interesting fact is that online reviews have a huge impact. A study by Bright Local found that 87% of consumers read online reviews for local businesses. Positive reviews can significantly boost sales. Retailers encourage reviews and testimonials for this reason. They know that people trust other people's experiences. If a product has hundreds of positive reviews, it feels like a safe bet. This is why you'll often see reviews prominently displayed on product pages. Influencers also play a big role. Companies pay influencers to promote their products because they know their followers will be influenced by their choices. According to a survey by MediaKicks, 80% of marketers find influencer marketing effective. Quotes from experts back this up. In Influence, Robert Cialdini writes, "We view a behavior as more correct in a given situation to the degree that we see others performing it. This explains why seeing others buy a product makes us want it too." Peer pressure is a similar concept. We want to fit in and be liked. If our friends are buying the latest gadget, we might feel pressured to do the same. This isn't just about buying products. It's about social acceptance. Retailers use social proof in clever ways. Ever notice how some websites show you what others are buying in real time? It's a subtle nudge that makes you feel like you're missing out if you don't buy too. Understanding this can help you resist unnecessary purchases. Chapter 6. The Dopamine Rush. Buying things can give us a temporary high. This is because of a chemical in our brain called dopamine. It's the same chemical that's released when we eat chocolate or fall in love. It makes us feel good. This is why shopping can be so addictive. One unique fact is that the anticipation of buying something can release more dopamine than the actual purchase. This was discussed by researchers at Stanford University. The excitement of thinking about a new purchase can be more thrilling than the item itself. Retailers know this and create experiences to enhance anticipation. Think about pre-order bonuses or exclusive early access. These tactics build excitement and make us feel special. It's a way to keep us engaged in spending more. Impulse buys are often driven by the desire for a dopamine hit. A study by creditcards.com found that 5 in 6 Americans admit to making impulse purchases. The thrill of the moment can override our logical thinking. Quotes from psychologists highlight this behavior. In Hooked, Nir Eyal says, "Dopamine causes us to seek, to want, and to desire. This explains why we sometimes buy things we don't need just for the rush." Chapter 7. The Anchoring Effect. The anchoring effect is a cognitive bias that influences our decisions. It happens when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we see. This anchor sets the tone for everything that follows. Retailers use this to their advantage all the time. One common tactic is to show an expensive item first. This makes other items look cheaper by comparison. For example, a store might display a $500 jacket next to a $100 one. The $100 jacket seems like a bargain, even if it's still overpriced. Research supports this strategy. A study by Dan Ariely in Predictably Irrational showed that initial prices can shape our perception of value. Even arbitrary numbers can influence our decisions. Retailers also use anchor pricing in sales. You might see something marked down from $200 to $100. The original price is the anchor, making the sale price seem like a great deal. This can lead to impulse buys because it feels like you're saving money. Another interesting fact is how anchoring works online. Have you noticed how some websites list the highest priced items first? This isn't random. It's a strategic choice to make other prices seem more reasonable. Quotes from experts highlight this effect. Richard Thaler, in Nudge, says, "Anchors can have a powerful impact on what people think is a reasonable price." This explains why initial prices are so influential. Chapter 8. Loyalty Programs and Discounts. Loyalty programs and discounts are designed to keep you spending. They make you feel like you're getting a deal, but often you end up spending more. Have you ever shopped just to get points or rewards? That's exactly what retailers want. One unique fact is that loyalty programs can increase spending by 20%. Source: Bain & Company. This is because they create a sense of commitment. When you've earned points or rewards, you're more likely to return to that store. Retailers use this commitment to their advantage. They offer exclusive discounts to members, making you feel special. This can lead to more frequent visits and higher spending. It's a psychological tactic that plays on our desire for exclusivity. Discounts are another powerful tool. Stores often use buy one, get one free offers to lure you in. These deals make you think you're saving money, but you might end up buying things you don't need. A study by the University of Minnesota found that people spend 50% more when using coupons. Quotes from experts support this strategy. In Dollars and Cents, Dan Ariely says, "We often buy things not because we need them, but because we think we're getting a good deal." This highlights how discounts can lead to unnecessary purchases. Chapter 9. Breaking the Cycle. Breaking the cycle of unnecessary spending is challenging but doable. It starts with awareness. Recognize the strategies retailers use to make you buy more. This knowledge is your first defense. One effective strategy is creating a budget. When you know your financial limits, you're less likely to make impulse buys. According to a study by the National Foundation for Credit Counseling, 68% of Americans do not use a budget, but those who do are more likely to save money and avoid debt. Another tip is to practice mindful spending. Ask yourself if you really need an item before buying it. Take a moment to consider its value and necessity. This can help you avoid impulsive purchases. Quotes from experts emphasize this point. In Your Money or Your Life, Vicki Robbins says, "Every time you spend money, you're making a trade-off." Understanding this can help you prioritize your spending on things that truly matter. Setting financial goals can also help. When you have clear goals, it's easier to resist unnecessary purchases. Whether it's saving for a vacation or paying off debt, having a target keeps you focused. Lastly, consider seeking support. Talk to friends or join a financial support group. Sharing your goals and challenges with others can provide motivation and accountability.